Stay cool during back to school with Premier Heating and Air. All month long, Premier is waiving service calls and giving you $25 off repairs on the same visit. Premier has discounts starting at $1,000 on qualifying new systems. Call 478-300-2633 today or visit us online at dublin.premiershere.com. And go back to school cool. Restrictions may apply. Cannot be combined with other offer. Expires 8/31/26.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the West Lawrence Coaches Show. Working on the Kip Burdett Show, trying to get that improved. We'll see, Coach. But we'll battle the sun today, and we're going to talk about this Week 1 matchup against Bleckley County. Let's start there. I'm just going to let you have the floor, Coach. Address this game this past Friday against Bleckley. You drive us where we need to go.
Well, I say first off, hats off to Bleckley. They're a good football team. I think they'll win a lot of games this year. I think they're well coached. I think, a lot of things we knew. Had some good players coming back. And we had some young ones running around out there.
We did.
And, hang around. We did some good things at times, and we did some not good things at times that kind of put us out of reach a little bit at the end. But we were in it for most of it, and had some things gone a little differently. We'd have done some things a little better. I think we'd have had a chance to at least be there in the fourth quarter and have a chance to maybe capitalize on some opportunities that we had. But we talk about the start of the game. We got a stop. We got several stops that I thought. We gave up yardage at times, but we got the stops, and we had a lot of missing guys out there on defense. So I think our defense did a really good job, all things considered. We got some of the stops we needed, some 3 and outs, and a couple of stops that would have gave us a chance to score. I think we had some young players that made some mistakes in some crucial moments. I think we moved the ball well at times on offense, and couldn't quite make points out of it. We moved the ball well, in between the 20s, and then we got down in the red zone a couple times and couldn't get anything out of it. Had a good 2-minute drive that became that ended up not bearing fruit.
Right.
And was pleased with how we got down the field, and then most of it was my fault probably, but thought we had time right there. We didn't. But then you go back to the we ended up wasting a timeout on a special teams deal. You had timeout right there. You probably get a chance at a field goal at least, but still it probably wouldn't have been enough. Had a fourth down play right here where we 4th and 4 on the plus 38, I think is what it was, and I think we had a good play called, and we false started, put us back in 4th and 9. We had to punt right there, so that's a crucial mistake. And then we had a little mishap on the kickoff right there, right before the half, and gave them a chance to score, which is not good right there. After we had got a little momentum and we put a field goal up the previous series, then we go to kickoff and a little mishap right there, and didn't get that, and put our defense on a short field, and they go down and score, and then we talked about the 2-minute drill already, but got to come out in the second half, and especially when that could have been, we talk about the middle 8. I guess the last 4 minutes of the first half and the first 4 minutes of the second half, that's kind of where the game we lost it. I think we talk about a couple of those things we talk about right there. Like, if we capitalize on all that, we're talking either a 14 or a 10-7 game at halftime, or maybe we're down at 7-6 or 7-3. But hindsight's 20/20. You talk about the things that you do better. When you're a young team, you gotta kind of learn how not to lose before you can win. I say that all the time.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be the big thing this week. We got to figure out our mistakes, make fewer of them, and grow and learn. And that's if we use it as teachable moments, then I think we'll be fine. If we worry about the outside perception or what are people saying, or any of that kind of stuff, then it could be bad. But if we'll take it as a learning opportunity, be productive this week, try to fix our mistakes, then I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, I think so too, Coach. And looking back at last season, of course, you got the one loss. We didn't have to rebound after a loss. So now, what are you asking of your players after this week 1 loss?
Well, we're going to talk this afternoon, and I think kind of what I just said. We talk about the critical mistakes that we made. We got to find a way not to make them.
Mm-hmm.
And just the mindset that you take into an off week after a week 1 loss to a rivalry,
Yep.
a rival game, and you got to fix the mistakes that you made. Get yourself in a better position to win. And in this team's defense, and I'm not knocking any other teams or any other programs, but there are no layups on this schedule.
Right.
There are no gimmies. And that's part of it's a good thing because nobody, you had a hard time scheduling people, but after the 2 seasons that we just had on the new schedule cycle. So, unfortunately, our young guys got to grow up quickly, or
Yeah.
they'll get tested. The next 3 weeks, and we got 3 good football teams before we get into region play, which is going to be good for the long term. It's not good. It's not good for the here and now.
Right.
But there are no buyout games or anything like that on the schedule. We got to get ready to play, and we got to get ready quickly. Fortunately, I never thought I would look forward to an off week after a week 1. But
Right.
we are banged up. We've got to get healthy. The ones that are healthy got to get better. And we got to get a full deck ready to go for Dodge County.
Yeah, we got to have that full deck. And let's talk about who's banged up, and also who were we missing this past Friday against Bleckley County?
Kingston O'Neill had an AC sprain. I think he'll be back here pretty quick. Braden Bailey was our tight end. He was out with a shoulder injury. Leroy Mack was out this game. Aiden Moore was out. There were a couple more that were out that kind of hurt us a little bit. Just depth pieces and that sort of thing. Quay Taylor was a defensive lineman that kind of hurt. So you got 2 defensive linemen, which in a game like that, you need those bodies to roll in.
100%.
And those are, Aiden's a really strong kid, like a big physical presence. He would have helped on some of that stuff, I think. Quay Taylor had a couple tackles for loss in the Putnam game, had a little knee injury.
Right.
I think he'll be back in a couple of weeks, but it just hurts you in the here and now, hurts you in the interim. So we got to get healthy. Got to get those pieces back.
Definitely.
And we had a little bit of a musical chairs thing going on defense. Had to move people around to different positions on a short notice, really.
Mm-hmm.
So all things considered, I think some of them did really well.
Absolutely. I felt like noticeably near the end of the game, that depth on the D-line was lacking, and you had some guys going 2 ways. Overall, how do you think they held up? The guys who needed to play both ways Friday night.
JD got a little dinged up right there. I think, hopefully we'll get him back pretty quick. But he did okay. Jaden Stanley did okay. The ones on the front, Christian Roger came in for a few plays on the defensive line. He adds a little bit of size in there. But I thought Trip Mascaro was one that played on the defensive line that did good coming in the spots. He just adds a little bit of size, and he's athletic. So he helps out right there, and he's playing tight end and sniffer back on offense. So he's one. I think he may have got a little tired, but I think he held up for the most part. We had to have a couple of guys cramping, but it was just kind of humid. A humid night, that's to be expected early in the season. You're playing in August. But, a couple other guys spot played a little bit. Caden Bloodsaw's one that he's going to have to play both ways a little bit for us. And Justin Blash just sparingly on the defensive side of the ball. And that's about it, I think.
Gotcha. And, Coach, flipping offensively, we were able to piece together these drives, and we didn't punch it in, obviously, but I felt like one thing we were lacking Friday, and I know we've talked about this, was the explosive play. What do we need to do to create the explosive plays for us?
Well, I think, when people ask, well, how do you replace, what you lost, a couple of those probably would have been house calls, and that's fine. I'm not making excuses or anything like that. And you just realize it's a lot more workmanlike. You got to kind of earn it. You got to block things up perfectly.
Right.
You got to set yourself up for success, and you got to put people in position to have those explosives. And I think Justin Blash had a couple of explosive runs. We had an explosive pass to Jace Williams on the 2-minute. But, you know, you talking about explosive to us, like a plus 12 run or a
Right.
plus 20 pass, like we got to find ways to manufacture a couple more of those.
Right, of course.
But I think that's sustaining blocks for runners. And, you know, we do the miles per hour thing. Jeremy Brownlee and Justin Blash hit 21 miles an hour
There we
last
go.
week. So
Add
they
them
have
to
the
the club.
speed to break some, but we got to get them an opportunity.
Right.
And, you know, it's we got to do a better job of blocking downfield, because there's a couple of times where we got tackled by, and their secondary is, I thought, tackled really well.
Yes.
If you look at some of their safeties coming up and making those open field tackles.
Right.
Justin's hard to bring down. And
He
some of
is.
their safeties came
Such
and
a
bodied
hard
him
runner.
up pretty good.
Right.
Seven had a really nice tackle over there. But just getting those guys in position, get them a little area, a little space to make a play. But, you know, holding blocks longer, blocking better on the second and third level, I think that'll spring some runs, you know, here coming up.
Right. Coach, when I think about Bleckley County and the team they are, when I think about the mistakes that we made and that they are correctable mistakes, when I think about we did move the ball well inside of the 20s, when I think about how we held up on defense with all of our pieces missing, I have this overall feeling that we don't need to hit the panic button. Can you tell Raider Nation, Coach, why it's not time to hit that red panic button?
Well, I think, you know, we're a young team and we are learning lessons every day. And I think you'll see some of our players get better every day. And I think, you know, you make a pretty good jump from week 1 to week 2, and we have an off week between. Now, I can't guarantee anything moving forward.
Right.
I think some of the best football teams that will play all year in the next 3 weeks after this off week. So, and that's not to take anything away from our region opponents, but I just think that we caught this non-region cycle. Bleckley, Dodge, Cook beat Swainsboro the other night, and Monroe area beat Walnut Grove really bad. So you got everybody that's in our non-region won their first game, or Dodge didn't play, but Dodge is playing Lamar this week, and they've got a good football team.
They definitely do, yeah.
It's just keeping things in perspective. You know, I use something from another coach that I heard say recently is you put your blinders on. This is another thing we tell our team. You put your blinders on. You worry about you getting better. Cancel out I'm excellent at canceling out the outside noise. I don't listen to it. Like I can go isolation mode and just worry about us and our kids. And it's harder for them to do because they're out there with their peers and they get out in the community. They probably hear stuff. But for me, it's really easy to turn off the outside noise and just focus on what I can control. And our coaching staff will do that, and we need our players to do that. Just focus on what you can control. Focus on getting better. What did I do today bad? What can I do better tomorrow? That's what you need to focus on.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's what Raider Nation needs to focus on. Like we need to like look for progress.
Yeah.
Look for us getting better. You know, some of the things that I say critical errors, unforced errors that we're making in the game, we'll make less of them and give ourselves a chance to win.
Absolutely, yeah. We're going to talk about the 2 weeks of work that we have coming up here with the bye week, hitting us at a good time. I think we're on the same page there. But first, we're going to look at these highlights from the Bleckley County game this past Friday. Ladies and gentlemen, stay with us. We'll be back with the highlights.
At Middle Georgia Mechanical, we offer 24-hour, 7-day-a-week emergency service, free estimates, same-day service, and our flat rate pricing means no surprises. You approve the cost before we begin. We also offer a 10% discount to senior citizens and all our military personnel. Call us today at Middle Georgia Mechanical, the team that's as reliable as our systems. Middle Georgia Mechanical, serving all of Middle Georgia right here in Dublin.
Friday night lights are shining bright and football fever is taking over in Middle Georgia. From the first kickoff to the final whistle, it's all about power, pride, and performance. And when it comes time to put that attitude to the road, there's only one place to go, Dublin Chevy GMC. Whether you're headed to the game, hauling the gear, or taking the family out for the weekend, Dublin Chevy GMC has the truck or SUV to suit your need. And for all your online shopping needs, visit us at MyDublinChevrolet.com and the all-new MyDublinGMC.com.
My name is Bill Brown, and I'm the market president for Lawrence County for First Large Bank, a division of Bank South. First Large Bank's been part of the community for many, many decades, and we're excited about the new opportunity that's presented us after being acquired by Bank South. We talk about change, but the one thing that certainly hasn't changed is the people that'll greet you every day. It's the people that you go to church with, the people that you eat supper with, the friendly staff that you're used to seeing on a daily basis. And we welcome you to come back to see us as our past customers and even our new customers. We would appreciate the opportunity to serve you.
Hunting season is just around the corner, so come into Roach Farm and Garden and stock up on your supplies. Want the best food plots? It starts with Roach Farm and Garden. Iron clay peas, radishes, brown top millet, 3-way, 5-way, oats, and all the clovers. Keep them big bucks hanging around with trophy rock, salt blocks, wild game innovations, and deer cocaine. Remember to pick your voodoo up at the register. From gardening to hunting to anything in between, stop in Roach Farm and Garden, 2 locations, Dublin and Wrightsville.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Now we're going to look at these highlights from the Bleckley County game this past Friday.
All right, so first quarter right here, this is a good job, and I think this is Trip Neesmith on tackle, but Max Chafin does a good job of getting in the B gap and making this thing spill over the top. Sometimes being a defensive lineman is kind of a thankless job.
Max had a good game Friday, I thought, for us.
Yeah, he did. This is a good little stick right here by J.D. Hogan, knocking the ball loose. We got a little bit of glitch on the film, but you know that's a great break on the ball and tackle and detaching the ball. Big play for us right there on third down. This is our first offensive possession. This is what we call a jet, outside zone to Justin Blash, and he does a good job with this play. You know, against a fast defense, making an explosive run. And you see we're moving the chains, and we ended up getting a holding call that backed us up right there. So we had some stuff going and, you know, derailed ourselves right there. And then back on defense. It's a good tackle by J.D. Hogan on a little running back. Not really a screen, it's more of a little boot screen. They do block. Coming out of the top and making that play, and then Duggan scrambling right here, which Duggan has some speed, and just, you know, I was really excited to see him use some of that, and he probably, I think he had around 20 or so passing attempts the other night, which is a lot for us, and hit some nice balls on some people and stuff like that. He's getting better. This is a counter play. Justin bounces that, and you see how well their secondary tackles right there. I think a lot of folks ain't bringing Justin down the open field like that, but you see their guys do. But this is a good play by Justin. We got it moving again. This is a good little quick screen to Jeremy Brownlee for a first down. It's a good block by Jaden Stanley. Probably like to see Jeremy get up under that block and get back outside. Another outside zone play by Justin. This one almost breaks, and he gets you know, kind of taken down by the corner. And this is textbook out of Max Chafin right here, spilling, getting underneath that block and making the tackle. Good tackle right here. Trip Mascaro feeds a block, makes a play. Along with a couple others. Justin Blash in there. it's a good run by Caden Bloodsaw. It wasn't something that was it was not an easy run, and I thought this was an impressive run. He gets up inside of this kick out. Look at Jeremy Brownlee mixing it up. That's why, you know, I appreciate those guys. You ask what it'll take to kind of break long runs, and you got to have receivers that'll throw it around like that.
Jeremy plays with a lot of heart for us. A little passion out there.
He does. Sometimes a little too much, but
we might have saw some of that Friday too.
This is a counter, a quarterback counter with J.D. Hogan, and this is a chain mover. Good play for him. I think we get another explosive. If we get around here and block this corner with the kick out, you see both of those guys are blocking the same person.
Mm-hmm.
If we get somebody in front of him, we might go the distance. That'd be another home run ball for you. Difference between first down and touchdowns. This is good throw and catch. Doug and Malone and Justin Blash. And then Justin again would bounce a counter, which he owns up. Those things are bouncing just because of the way they play defense. They squeeze and spill everything. They play really thick technique. So sometimes these things do bounce. And then there was a couple times in the second half that he got used to bouncing, and he probably should have cut up. But he runs hard, and you don't want to turn him into a robot. He's got to be a running back. But some of those things he probably set himself up for bigger gains if he cuts them up. This is a good pass breakup right here with Tribney Smith, and I think that's Logan Wiltshire. Chain mover right here on a 2-minute drill. We'd like to see Braylon go ahead. The first down's not that important right there. You got to get out of bounds. But he is trying to fight for some extra yards. Then we go on back the other way. It's a good throw and catch. Zeke Floyd on the catch. Not quite a first down. And then we do a good job right here of reversing field, which takes a little time, but it's a good job by extending the play by Doug, and then Zeke getting out of bounds right there. This is an excellent play by Doug and Jace Williams right here, and they kind of leave our wheel route open. Maybe we see that a little sooner, we give him a chance to run. But if you see Duggan takes a big hit right here and still completes the ball, so it gives us a chance. We probably, hindsight, should have ran something a little quicker right there the next play, and then got ourselves a chance to kick a field goal. But still was a well-executed play right there. Little boot right here. Duggan keeps, and this is a good run by him. Kind of okey-dokes the defender right there. Some of the stuff we've been looking for him to do. I mean, he's an athlete. We want him to be an athlete. He's not just a ball conveyor. So gets us a first down right here. Was it First Lawrence first down? What did we call it?
First Lawrence Bank first down. That's right.
We started having a little success with some one-back runs. This is a counter play. It's Braylon Robinson. He does a good job right here getting some yak off of some contact and getting through there. It's a good run. Going back the other way, we get a little bit of help, and it's another one right there you asked me about. All right. And Zeke blocked pretty good all night. But if we get this guy blocked, I don't know who else is going to tackle him.
Right.
So there you go, another explosive that you don't get, And I'm not throwing stones at Zeke because he did some good things the other night. But that's just an example. It's a good job by Braden Willis right here. Spilling this play and getting up under the kick and making the tackle.
Carrying that Willis name with him.
Yep. It's a good job of dumping it off to Justin right here. He's kind of, I thought he was fixing to go for a little while. And, you know, he's making those plays in the open field. You see they don't quite got the concept figured out, but we still weren't able to capitalize on the wheel. Had one person on the wrong landmark, but it's what you're supposed to do right here. They all bail out on the pass routes. We throw it to Justin. Just wish he kept his feet. I think we might have some.
Mm-hmm.
Good job right here, Jeremy. Got to get him out of bounds. This is one of the ones I'm talking about. He probably should have cut up. And that wraps her up.
Ladies and gentlemen, stick with us. We'll preview this open week coming up for the Raiders.
Have you registered to vote? Election day is coming up soon, and the last day to register is October the 5th. Please get registered and go vote and re-elect Matt Hatchett, your District 155 state representative. As your representative, Matt Hatchett has fought to put more money back into the pockets of the people of Johnson and Lawrence counties, while House Democrats have opposed every tax cut and opted to support expanded government programs that would increase your taxes on hardworking families. Matt Hatchett will always fight for you. Please go to the polls and re-elect Matt Hatchett, your District 155 state representative.
Get a great deal on a great-looking lawn and a really comfortable ride. The Kubota Z200 Series mowers with the K-Ride Comfort System. Designed to optimize your ride so you have everything you need to glide your way to a perfectly manicured lawn. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for $0 down, 1.99% APR for 24 months.
Midstate Tractor and Equipment is now located at 492 Fire Tower Road in Dublin.
Hey, this is Perry at Williamson's Bakery, proud supporter of our local athletics. For almost 100 years now, Williamson's Bakery has brought you the freshest donuts, cakes, and pies in the area. So on that Friday afternoon, when you're getting ready for your afternoon tailgate, come see us here at Williamson's Bakery, 1634 Veterans Boulevard. Always remember, come get you some.
Midstate Pools and Spas can help you create the backyard you've always dreamed of having. Choose from special pool sizes and shapes, or let Midstate Pools and Spas design one just for you. Pools qualify for home improvement loans. Interest rates is still low, so call now. Midstate Pools and Spas, 275-0506. If your existing pool needs a new liner, Midstate Pools and Spas can help with that too. So stop by one of our locations in Vidalia, Dublin, and Sandersville today. Midstate Pools and Spas, Middle Georgia's most trusted pool dealer.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dustin Gay, class of 1997, and we're proud supporters of the East Lawrence Falcons.
I'm Cassie Middlebrooks, Dr. Dustin Gay's physician assistant, and part of the West Lawrence class of 2007. We're proud to support the Raiders.
I'm Dr. Heath Richter, class of 1991, and we are proud supporters of Dublin Fighting Irish.
I'm Morgan Archer, Dr. Richter's PA, class of 2009, and we're proud supporters of the Trinity Crusaders.
From our team to yours, we're committed to providing the highest level of orthopedic care.
In fact, few organizations have assembled the talent and expertise that you can find at the Houston Clinic.
We offer advanced orthopedic care for patients of all ages and in every stage of life.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Sitting here with Coach Kip Burdett, and we're going to preview the bye week. Looking to go 1-0 this week, Coach.
Yeah. Well, the thing about we're undefeated against Open County, as we always like to joke.
Yeah, Open County. There we go.
So it's what is I love about open dates is that you get to go back to fundamentals, like you go back to, the deadline's not waiting on you. You can really just slow down. What are some of the things that we need to work on?
Yeah.
Let's go back and double check those boxes and see maybe we need to look at a couple things and really do some introspection and kind kind of get us better.
Yeah, it does hit us at the right time. If Dodge County was coming in this Friday, obviously we're going to be ready, but I think we're glad to have this open week now. And thinking about the fundamentals, and I know we talked a lot about tackling going into the Bleckley County game, the importance of tackling and also other fundamentals. How do you judge our performance this past Friday, Coach?
I think there's some things we can work on. There's some things we did well, and there's some things that we didn't do well. I thought there's a couple kids that I thought tackled really well. And, some of them just just being young and being in some different spots than what they're accustomed to. Maybe they didn't tackle as well, but
right.
I think that'll get it worked on. I mean, we do an excellent job of teaching tackling, and we got really, I think a pragmatic system to tackling. Like we do it every Tuesday, and it's a great little tackling circuit that we get done, and I think you can see it translate to games. So we do a good job of that. Our defensive coaches do a good job of organizing that, and we do a little. Everybody will go through it every Tuesday, and I think the emphasis on being in the right body position in some of the drills we do is important. But as banged up as we are, we got to be smart about it too.
Right.
There's a couple of things, assignment-wise, offensively that you gotta address, and we got a lot of kids that can do things, but they have to be able to execute the plays that are called sometimes. For the most part, I think the ones got a grasp of everything, but some of the guys that were rolling in at the twos and reserves, like they'll make assignment errors sometimes. So we got to make sure we correct that. And we have time to this week. You're not rushed to get anything done. You're not up against we had to go in the morning twice last week, so
right.
you're forced to get the meat and potatoes part of done. The main course done of practice. You're not able to kind of work the fundamentals and drills that you need to.
Right.
They kind of reinforce habits. So there's a lot of good and a lot of bad. We got to clean up the bad though.
Gotcha. Are we going in the afternoons this week?
We'll go in there. I think we should be okay to go in the afternoons this week. We might have a little bit of time limitation, but I think for the most part, we should be good to go in the afternoon.
There we go. Cooling off a little bit for us.
Seasonal is what I saw on the news. So
okay.
It's just going to be regular hot, not stupid hot.
Oh yeah,
so.
we can manage regular hot, Coach. And the leaders of this team, what do you need from those guys? I was listening to Max Chafin with 92.7, a great interview with Max, and he was just overly positive and optimistic that the team was going to keep their heads up and all the good things. What do you expect? Is that your expectations for this week, Coach? And how do you make sure that the kids do keep those blinders on that you talked about?
Well, you can just tell them what to do as far as that goes. But I think the kids that we're counting on to lead will say the right things and do the right things, and I think their actions will reflect. I think we've gotten accustomed to winning, and we don't like losing. But you got to look at you can't pout. I saw some kids try to get emotional, like you got to be a little tougher as far as we did not play well. We didn't play good enough to win.
Right.
And you go shake your opponent's hand, wish them luck, tell them good job, and then you got to go look in the mirror, and then we got to figure out what we got to do better.
That's right.
That's what you're hoping that the leaders do.
Yeah.
We don't have time for you to be emotional. We got to pull up our britches, and we got to go back to work.
That's right. And when you think about staff, Coach, what are you asking of your staff in these next 2 weeks?
And they're already on it. They're already on
Let's
it.
Get it.
Things we got to do better. But how we playing this week, and what strategically, what do we need to get better at? And I think they've already kind of said the right things, and we got the right things planned. And I have full confidence in these guys, and I think we'll be better. Like I said, we can't be result oriented right now. We got to be, process oriented. I think it's a little cliche, but you got to worry about what you're working on. You got to look at that little detail, and can I do it better tomorrow?
That's right.
That's kind of what we're focused on.
Yep. How can we get better today? And we got 2 weeks to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Like we said, push aside that panic button. The Raiders going to be all right. We're going to focus on that process. And we got Dodge County in 2 weeks. We'll check back in with Coach next week and catch up on this week of practice and all the things. And we'll preview those Indians as we travel in a couple of weeks. We'll take this open week at just the right time. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Kip Burdett, any last words, Coach?
Go Raiders.
Go Raiders, baby.
Yeah.
Allen's Heating and Cooling is your licensed Amana equipment dealer. Trust Allen's Heating and Cooling to install and service your heating and cooling unit. Allen services all brands, and with the purchase of a new Amana, offers a lifetime compressor warranty. Call Sean Clark or any of his friendly staff at Allen's Heating and Cooling, your Amana dealer. Amana lasts and lasts and lasts.
Hey, my name's Chandler Gerard.
And I'm Kyle Gerard with A+ Flooring and Construction. And here at A+ Flooring and Construction, we support our community.
We'd like to wish all our area teams a great football season.
We are your local licensed general contractor. We can serve you from floors to your roofs to a new build. So come see us at A+ Flooring and Construction, 371 Georgia Highway 338 in Dublin, or give us a call, 478-676-2662. Have a great season.
Natural gas all over town.
Get yourself a natural gas tankless water heater and save space.
And have endless hot water.
Natural gas is more efficient than electricity.
And it's lighter than air. When you install natural gas appliances,
you can get rebates up to $1,500.
The City of Dublin will finance you up to $10,000.
For 60 months at 0% interest.
Use natural gas for all your outdoor cooking.
It's a luxury.
We're on call 24/7.
You'll call us and we'll be there.
Whether you're building a home or starting a business, City of Dublin Natural Gas has you covered.
We serve commercial and residential gas all across town.
Yeah. Finish the drill with natural gas. Call your gas guys
at 478-277-5048.
Hi, I'm Rodney McNamara at Dublin Wind Nelson. At Dublin Wind Nelson, our goal is the long-term success of your business. We are committed to doing things right, one customer at a time. If you have a question or if you're looking for hard-to-find parts, give us a call. We are ready to help you today, so come by and see us or give us a call at Dublin Wind Nelson.
Made fresh every day. Our Friendly Gus kitchens are cooking up delicious food morning, noon, and night. Convenience throughout Middle Georgia. Friendly Gus. Fuel good food. Farmers State Bank has deep roots in our community. We've helped neighbors buy land, homes, automobiles, go to college, build a business, and develop a game plan for the future. You see, FSB has roots in our community that run deep, allowing growth for today and tomorrow. FSB is locally owned and operated, which means decisions are made right here by bankers who know Dublin and Lawrence County. Other banks have branches, we have roots. Farmers State Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.